Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Stocks with Jacob. Today, we are going to be going over SPY and Nvidia technical analysis, pull some Fibonacci retracement levels. We're also going to go over some historical charts to see what we're looking at for 2025. And real quick, after the disclaimer, I want to get into a couple of news stories that happened this weekend that I think we really are going to need to follow and pay attention to because I believe they're going to affect the market in maybe a big way. All of that and more next. First, let's get into this disclaimer. All right, guys, so here we are, first day of the new year, and let's go ahead and check out the news. It's kind of bad. Look at this. Biggest news story right now is some veteran decided to drive a truck through a crowd of people in New Orleans. Horrible. Killing 15 people so far. I know there was a lot of others injured. This is so sad to see. People trying to celebrate the new year, bringing the new year on a good note, and somebody who just wants to cause destruction. What's the big news with this story? Well, big news is this guy looks like he was a part of ISIS. They found bombs inside his truck. They found bombs throughout the city, supposedly. And they obviously had weapons on them where there was gunfire exchanged. There's still no news whether people were hit by those gunfire and that's why some of them are in the hospital or died, or whether they were hit by the truck and that's why they're in the hospital. Either way, this is not good news. Nobody wants to see this, and God be with those families of the people who are injured and who have died. And, I know this is just horrible. This is horrible. So that's one news story that I believe could affect the market in a big way. Why could it affect it? Well, I mean, nobody likes to see war. And if this is an act of terrorism, which is what the FBI is investigating it as, then there's a good chance there could be retaliation, especially if this guy did not act alone, which it clearly says in this story that they don't believe he did act alone. If he did online, supposedly he posted something online saying ISIS has inspired him to attack. And if that's the case, if he's been in contact with ISIS and this is an actual coordinated attack, then yes, we could be looking at retaliation, looking at possibly going to war again. But that's all, very early stages of the investigation. We just need to follow this story and find out. One other story I would like y'all to see is this one right here. Tesla's deadly Trump Tower Cybertruck explosion in Vegas, mocked as the perfect metaphor for 2025. It killed one person and injured 7 others. So that's not a good sign for Tesla. Tesla continues to have this bad news sometimes. Their stock starts pumping, bam, something bad comes out. So something you need to keep in the back of your head and watch. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm guessing we're going to have a pretty good pullback on Tesla tomorrow. Let's jump right into SPY and see what's going on with it. As you can see, we got this beautiful little head and shoulders pattern playing out. And you got to ask yourself, why is this thing so perfect? Are they trying to fake us out? Are they trying to just, lay the stake out in front of us and make us drool, wanting people to buy short in here before they squeeze them out? Or is this a legitimate head and shoulders pattern that's going to play out? Well, instead of guessing at it, let's go ahead and pull some technicals off of it. And let's pull a fib on it and see where we're looking. As you can see from the fib, we're right at this 0.618 area, the golden zone right in here. And as you know, this area here is the golden zone. This is the area that people look to buy in at. Now, if we can stay above this area, and of course we're right here at this trend line as well. So if we can stay above this area, then I believe we're going to continue our bullish trend going up. If we can't stay above it, then we're going to be looking at a push down to this 0.786 area, which I'm expecting for a very good rejection off of. Now, does that rejection continue to hold? We'll have to monitor price action and see how it reacts again at this level. Now, that's the bearish scenario right now. The bullish scenario is, hey, we start out up here and we push right on through, come down and check this 0.5 area and continue right back up to 593. If we can get above this 593.32 area and hold above it, I believe we're looking for a push up to test all-time highs, or at least a push up to this 599.40 area. But if it's getting up there, in my opinion, it's going up to test all-time highs. We'll see what happens with it. That's what the Fibonacci is telling us right now, is that you know, it's holding above this. It's in the golden zone. This is a great buy area, but with this head and shoulders pattern showing the way it is, it does bring a lot of caution to the table as well. Let's go ahead and jump over to Nvidia real quick and see how Nvidia is holding up. And as you know, on Nvidia, if you've watched the past few videos, I've been bearish over the past few days, I should say, because it had not touched the bottom of this shoulder right here. I believe this candle right here makes the bottom of the shoulder, and it hadn't touched it yet. Well, last week it came to 133.83 was the low. The low of this candle is 133.79, so it's 4 cents off of that candle. In my opinion, that head and shoulders formation has made that right shoulder, and we are ready to go ahead and continue right on up. So I am bullish on Nvidia now. I will be looking at a position to scale in. Part of me wished I would have scaled in on Tuesday on it, but at the same time, we still haven't checked this level. I want to wait for a little bit of confirmation, but I'm not going to chase this. If this starts out up here, I'm not going to chase it to 140. I believe it's going to test 140, but I will be monitoring price action at that time as well as volume and seeing what it's telling me. If price action is moving with the volume up, then we're looking pretty bullish, and I'll be looking for it to break through this 140 level and come back down and check. If it holds that level tomorrow, then I will be looking for a buy-in on Nvidia. What's the bearish scenario in this one? Well, the bearish scenario is if we break this 133.18 level, I will be looking for it to come down. If we come down to right here to this 130, I'm thinking we're at least going to be pulling back down to this 120 area before getting another bounce on it. So that's my take on Nvidia right now. I am bullish on it at the moment. I believe we are going to come up and complete this head and shoulders in a way. Now, did we come up here and get a rejection and come back down? It's a possibility, but at the moment, I'm bullish on it, at least coming up to retest the 140 area. Now, let's go ahead and check out XLY versus XLP and see how that performed on Tuesday. And not well. You know, XLY is consumer discretionary, which is all the things you buy that you don't need. And XLP is consumer staples, which is everything that you need to buy, everything that you need to live off of. So when you see XLY outperforming like we did here, it's a good sign. It means people aren't afraid to spend their extra cash on vacations or, you know, whatever the case is, stuff that they don't need. But when we see it start to come down, this means, oh, people are maybe keeping their money in cash. They're not putting it into the market. They're not putting it into trips and stuff like that. So it's kind of a, you know, it's underperforming the staples. Now, could this be because we just got through Christmas? Yes, it could definitely be because of that. I mean, I don't know about you, but Christmas hurts the bank account. you know, and people do become a little bit cautious after Christmas. They need to work up their savings account. So maybe we see it come down to here and we get a little bounce off of it. Either way, we don't like to see these red candles. We don't like to see it continue to come down. We want to see XLY outperforming XLP to keep the market bullish. Let's go ahead and jump over to gold and see how it performed, to see if it pulled up. And yep, look at that. We got that green candle. So that's not a good sign for the market, in my opinion, either. Gold's a defensive sector. Usually you see gold start pumping when, you know, there's fear of recession in the market. Now, is it pumping big time? No, we don't have a big green candle like we did over here. The fact that it's going up, I'm not crazy about it. Now, of course, I do have gold, so good. But I would like to see the market continue to pump. I don't want to see fear getting in the market. Now, I'm bullish on the market. I think we're in the winner's curse. Let me show you why. All right, so this is one of the charts that I have, the duration of bull market since 1950 to present. This just shows how long the bull market lasted. Just like this one, it lasted for 6 years, as you can see over here. So this just shows the duration of each bull market since 1950. And we've had 3, 6, 9, and we're currently in the 10th market right here. And we're at that 3-year mark right in here. So the only one, 1970 bull market, ended right about where we're at right now. That's the only market that ended right there. In my opinion, this market right here is resembling the 1962 bull market the most. Why is that? Well, let me give you this chart here to show you why I think that. So let me show you this chart here. This chart just shows the path that each one of these bull markets took. These nine bull markets plus the one we're in right now, just this one. So, and we are currently right there at the end of that market. Now this market, to me, this is the 1962 market right here. This little purple or pinkish line, as you can see here. This is 1962 market. I'm going to go ahead and draw this market out a little bit just so you can see it better. And we can see exactly what I'm talking about with how it tends to follow this market a little better than the other ones, in my opinion. It's not perfect, no. But if you're looking at as far as it comes up, it comes down a little bit, comes up some more, and look at that, it comes down. It does kind of resemble it in a lot of ways. So what did that market do? Well, the 1962 market went up to the 6-year mark. And if you look at the 1990 market went to the 10-year mark. Right after that, the next bull market went up 5 years. Now we're at the 2009 bull market went up 11 years. And here we are right after that with this market. What do we think it's going to do? Well, I think it could possibly go to the 6-year mark. Either way, even if it doesn't, we could still end up with this one here or even this one right here. So we've only had one other time where the market did not, where the market ended here, and that was 55 years ago now. I believe we are in the winner's curse of this market. I don't think it's over yet. I think we're going to still continue up. Are we going to continue up this week, this month, the next 2 months? I don't know. But that just shows you that, yes, there's a good chance that this market is still continuing and we still got a good year, well, maybe at least a good 6 to 8 months left in it. Go back over to SPY real quick. I want to show y'all one other thing with this fib tool. If it breaks this trend line here and comes down, this is going to scare a lot of people. They're going to see this head and shoulders pattern and they're going to say, okay, this is it. Market's done. We're going way down. But be wary of this 0.786 level, because look over here what happened when you pull a fib off of this one here. So it's kind of the same predicament we're in right now. if you were trading this and you saw this candle right here bounce off this 0.5 area, which is a great bounce zone, you might be thinking to yourself, this thing's gone. Maybe you get a short dated option, expires in 3 or 4 days. Well, what would have happened? It gapped down big time to this 0.786 area before it continued up. You would have lost on that option. Now, if you had gotten a 1 or a 2 week option, yes, you would have made out on it if you would have held it. But chances are, if you're a smart trader, your stop was hit long before that. But I wanted to show you this just to show you that we recently had this happen in August, where it just came up, bounced off of this 0.786 level. I know if y'all are trading then, y'all remember this day because it freaked me out too. And then after the push up, freaked me out even more because I missed out on most of it. Be wary of that. Don't think just because this is a head and shoulders, this means it's the end of the market and we're coming down here. No, I don't believe that. Not with all the technicals. Yes, there is bad news on the market right now with this attack in New Orleans with Tesla's Cybertruck. Why does Tesla Cybertruck affect the market? Well, it's Tesla. Tesla pulls the market up and down just like Nvidia does as well. We definitely need to be aware of that and realize that we could be in for a little bit of bearishness over the next couple of weeks or maybe the next week. As you know, if you've been watching this channel, I've been telling you that after inauguration on January 8th, we usually do see a little bit of a healthy pullback. Could all this be leading up to that? It definitely could. With this news on New Orleans, the ISIS news, with the Tesla Cybertruck, you know, what other news is going to come out this week that could potentially affect that? So just be wary of it. You guys trade cautious. Make sure you put your stops in, especially during this time. I am bullish on SPY right now. I don't go against the trend. The trend is your friend. And technically right now we are still holding up this trend line. So I am bullish on it. Even if it does close down here somewhere, I'm still going to be bullish on it until it shows me that it wants to drop. And when will it show me that? Well, I'm thinking if it passes this 567 area and closes, then we're probably in for quite the ride. So, but again, after showing you those charts and everything, I hope that gave you a little more confidence that we are still bullish on this market for the long term, for at least the next 6 to 8 months. I hope this helps you guys out. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm pretty good at responding, getting back to them quick. If you like the video, go ahead and smash that like button. If you want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. And I hope everybody continues to have a great year. Keep these families in New Orleans who have hurt and lost loved ones, keep them in your prayers, please. You know, I don't know why some of these bad things happen, but it's sad, it's unfortunate. We need to, you know, be there for these people. At the very least, be praying for them. You know, nobody likes to see anything bad like that happen, but it could definitely affect the market. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, I hope you guys, you know, start the new year out on a good note. I hope we're able to make some good money tomorrow and Friday, last 2 trading days of this Santa Claus rally. And it's looking like it could set up for a nice pump in the Santa Claus rally at a new high. That'd be great. But it is looking like it could set up for a nice pump, which would turn this head and shoulders into a nice little double bottom here before going up. So that's my take on it. I hope you guys have a great new year, and I'll catch you tomorrow night with the next video.